Yo, what up, world? This is your boy Demigod, and I got me another parental court video, alright? This one's gonna probably make a lot of y'all mad. We got a gentleman who drives 100+ miles to go see his child. And then the lady, the woman, has him in court today to what? Prove he's not the child? We're gonna get right up in this, man. If you got some smoke, get you some smoke. If you got some drink, pop that cork there. Let's sit back, chill, and vibe, and let's see who we're gonna be mad at today.
You may be seated.
I'm sorry, it's paternity court. My bad, people. My bad. It's been a long day.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Miller versus Rasmussen.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Scotty Rasmussen, that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rasmussen, you claim the real reason Ms. Miller is denying your Zaylee's father is because she hates you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say you've been there for your daughter her entire life, and you're here today to prove you are Zaylee's father.
Yes, Your
All right. She may have a valid reason. Dude kind of look like he's a weirdo. But aside from that, if his weirdo intentions aren't being aimed towards a child, why are we here? Like, dude already proved he's driving 160 miles just to pick her up and probably drop her back off. Like he said, he drops her off. I don't know if it's a day, a week, or maybe he's only spending a few hours with her. But still, 160 miles is not something to just, look past. So, like I said, dude kind of look like he a creep, but it doesn't look like he's like that with his child. So, we about to see how this works.
Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rasmussen, why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred. She just doesn't want me to have visitation. I drive 160 miles every other weekend just to pick up my daughter and drop her off. That's about 10,000 miles. That's wear and tear on my car. She doesn't have a driver's license. She doesn't have any way to bring her to me. She doesn't have any way to meet me halfway.
You say she hates you? Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman. I'll be the first to admit that. It was my mistake.
Is that true, Ms. Miller?
No.
It's not?
No.
Tell me what you believe to be true in this situation.
I'm sorry, but there's no way in hell I'm allowing this woman to speak and she don't even got a driver's license. I'm just saying, like, you got a child, you got a full-fledged family, and you don't even have a driver's license. You already got a red flag with me, lady. Like, you sitting here in front of me, you cutting off the only person who can drive in y'all family. So what? You can commit a crime to drive your daughter? Is that what you telling me now?
Yes, I was very mad at him for being a cheater. He cheated on me through pretty much our whole relationship. No, I do not hate him because of that. I lost my respect for him, yes.
He says this is about visitation, too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
And the only reason she don't want him to have her for visitations is so she could claim her on her taxes. Am I wrong to say that, people? Come on, world. Am I wrong to say that? Because if he put in his 50% as a parent, any one of them can claim her as a tax on their taxes, right? Come on. I mean, rightfully, if you want the you know what?
That is the furthest thing from the truth. I want my visitation because my daughter means the world to me. I want to be in her life as much as I possibly can.
I mean, if he's driving 160 miles each way every other weekend, the money he would get in his taxes, he's spending in gas.
What is up? I was just thinking that, people. And if y'all weren't thinking that, whoever is watching right now, if you weren't thinking that,
there's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quitting.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm paying my child support. I have my child support payments right here, plus an additional $3 fee, plus an additional $60 annual fee just to pay my child support.
You pay $50 a week.
Just under $50 a week. Plus that $3 with every check, plus another $60 every year to the state.
And that's not very much to get what she needs.
Is it enough to buy her clothes so she doesn't have to wear cut-off sweatpants and the same T-shirt every time I pick her up?
I do that because I don't want. It's just what it is.
Is it enough money to?
Ooh, he got her ass. First off, he's paying child support, people, annual fees that he don't even have to really pay, because it just depends on how you're paying it. Because some people have to pay annual charges with their, and some don't. I don't have to pay annual. You feel me? I just pay the child support. But it depends on how you're paying or how you want to pay. But anyways, dude is paying child support. Dude is driving 160 plus miles every, few days, weeks, whatever, and gas to go see her. I'm pretty sure when he gets her, he's spending money on her. I'm pretty sure he's giving her money. I'm just saying, I can only assume so far, it looked like he's a generous person. He's a generous person, world. She don't have a driver's license. He does. She sends her daughter to him with cut off jeans, and she can't even tell him why without tripping up over her words. Come on, people. Come on, world.
To buy her underwear so you don't got to keep putting her in diapers at 4 years old?
I have underwear for her. And she is not in diapers. She is in pull-ups. She is in training right now. She is having problems.
She is.
But what he's saying, Miss Miller, is it's clearly not about money if he's paying his child support. And he also spends money coming to see her. What is this really about for you? Why is it you
She want that penis.
don't want him involved in this child's life?
Because I still believe that he is not hers.
Okay, and listen, that's what we're here for. I want to get down to the bottom of the truth.
Yeah.
You don't believe he's her biological father.
She don't believe but she's not taking him off of child support though. She don't believe it's her, but a woman, people, fellas, listen to me. Listen to your boy, all right, world? The only person who could take you off of child support, like go down there and get that right away, is the mama of the child. She'll take her paperwork down and show why she doesn't need your child support, show how she can take care of herself, and you're off. If she truly feels like this man is not the father, why hasn't she done that yet? Why?
Yes, Your Honor.
So explain to me why.
When she was conceived in March of 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. And at that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
I'll be the first to admit it was a mistake.
Okay, we've gotten the fact that you two have an on and off relationship that has infidelity woven through. I understand that. Ms. Miller, you were stating to the court that you were intimate with someone else and you believe that you were intimate with that other person during the time Zaylee was conceived and Mr. Rasmussen was all the way in Las Vegas.
Yes, Your Honor.
But clearly at some point, Mr. Rasmussen either thought or was informed that he was her biological father because he is paying child support, he's still driving 160 miles each way, and she has his last name.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Dude is driving 320 miles, people. Come on, world. 320 miles. I know parents who won't even drive 10 miles, and they live in the same city. Dude is driving 160 miles there and back. Whether he's the father or not, who fucking cares at this point? If the man is doing it to put her on his taxes, what fucking difference does it make? The daughter is growing up with a father. She doesn't know that's why he's doing it. Only person's gonna try to make that shit known is the mama. It doesn't matter. All she sees is she's spending time with daddy and daddy drove to see her. What the fuck?
Yes.
Mr. Rasmussen, fill me in. At what point were you ever told that you were not her biological father?
I believed I was, and still believe, I was the only biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were at family court, talking to the family court commissioner about custody and the things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. And Miss Miller brings it up that I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date. I can't remember the specifics. One of the people we were talking to with the family court commissioner did the math, and it turns out that would be a 10-month pregnancy, and that don't make sense to me.
Because it was so long ago, I was confused about the dates, but now that I went through both of our Facebooks, I went through all of my notes, all of anything that I wrote down, and I figured out that she was conceived in March, and it was a 9-month pregnancy.
So, Mr. Rasmussen, up until Zaylee was 5 or 6 months old, you believed you were the only possible biological father.
That is correct. We never broke up. There was never any that I can recall. There was never any split there. There was a relationship was on and off in a sense, but we.
All right, my bad, world. I'm back. Let's get back to this video real quick.
But by that time she was born, so she already had your name.
She already had my name.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
That is correct.
Your name's on the birth certificate.
I have
Jerome,
that right.
will you hand me that, please?
I have that right here. My name is on that birth certificate.
All right, so check this out, people. Check this out. Tell me if this makes sense to y'all. First off, dude's been paying child support, right? He drives 160 miles there and back to see the child, and he spends money on the child while he's there. He signed on the birth certificate. So all of this, the woman got this man doing to now have him in court to say he's not the father? Because let's keep going. Let's see how this works.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you're on the birth certificate.
Yep, I was at.
You're at the birth?
I was at the birth. I was at every single doctor's appointment. When Zaylee was born, you were at a doctor's appointment. I was at home because I had to work that day. I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor. I said okay. I hung up the phone. I quickly finished up as fast as I could with that particular customer. I turned off my checkout light. Told the next customer in line that something came up. I either had to go to another line. I went up to my manager, my immediate supervisor, said, hey, I gotta go, my girlfriend's in labor. I went home, quickly changed my clothes, and I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital, and I was there from the moment she got there to the moment she was discharged. I called my boss at work and said, hey, I got to take some days off. I don't care if you fire me or whatever, but I got to stay here. My daughter's being born.
That's a lie. After she was born.
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is.
How do you remember it?
After she was born, he was gone. He ran out of the room. I didn't see him for 20 minutes after that. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
I admit I was on my computer, but that was far from it. I had to find a way to calm myself because I was so excited. I was so excited to be a father. How often does a man beat the woman to the hospital?
Do you dispute, Ms. Miller, that he was excited about this beautiful little girl being born?
I really didn't see much excitement.
You didn't?
No.
Did he beat you to the hospital?
Yes, because I had to wait for my aunt to come get me.
What was the problem exactly? You let him sign the birth certificate.
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged. And I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life and raise our daughter together until about 3 months after she was born. One of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me, going to multiple places to meet multiple girls. And after that, I was just done.
Where's this other possible father?
I'm not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
But you keep...
Okay, so it's clear that whoever the other father is doesn't want to be a part of this situation. This guy does. Do y'all get where I'm going with this world? Why the theatrics? Why bring? It seemed like she's mad because he cheated on her. And although he's saying, he's coming straight up, he's owning up to it. Yeah, he messed up, this, that, and the third. She's not over it. It's like the fact that he's owning up to it pisses her off so much, she wants to keep going. She doesn't want him to own up to it. She doesn't want him to be the bigger person. And in doing so, she's dragging the little girl through the mud. Which is what 45% of the mothers do nowadays?
Keep saying, Mr. Rasmussen cheated. He did this. He did that. And as wrong as that may be, you also slept with somebody else.
We weren't even dating then. I was single at that time because he was with this other lady and I was the side chick, which I didn't even really know about.
There it is. She's mad she was a side chick, and she didn't know she was a side chick. That's why she's pissed off. That's why she's making this man all of a sudden appear in court after he signed the birth certificate, drive 160 miles to see his daughter, like pay child support. And the other father already changed his number and don't want to be nowhere around him. She got to take them glasses off because they must be foggy. She can't see shit. I'm just saying, she blind as a gully bat or something. I don't even know what a gully bat is. I just know she dumb as hell.
All of this is happening, and this man is continuing to step up to the plate like he has a daughter on the way, like he has a newborn baby girl. Even through the breakup, you all are making custody and visitation arrangements, but you know deep down there's another possible father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why wait so long to tell him?
I told him the first time that we had a court date, but the courts threw it out.
Even
DNA
before
test.
you tell anybody in court. What about just telling him? I want to understand that. Why was it that you were keeping this information so close to your hip until 5-6 months after Zaylee was born?
The more she grew up, the more I started noticing more of her features, the more she started looking like the other guy.
She looks exactly like I did when I was 3 years old. I have a picture of me when I was 3 and a picture of her from just the other day.
Let me see that. Will you hand that to me, Jerome?
Believe it or not, when I was 3 years old, I had blonde hair.
And so this is a picture of Zaylee on the left and you, as a child, Mr. Rasmussen, on the right.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And you say you see a distinct similarity.
Yes, I do.
Do you see it, Ms. Miller?
Mm-mm.
You don't?
I don't.
You feel like Zaylee looks like the other gentleman you were
Yes.
intimate with.
Look, we even have the same chin. I'm just noticing that now. Our chin looks exactly the same. We have the same dimples.
You are insisting that Mr. Rasmussen is not the child's father, and yet you're receiving child support from Mr. Rasmussen. Have you petitioned the court to have Mr. Rasmussen taken off of child support?
I have told him a couple times that if he would just sign her over to me, that he wouldn't have to pay child support anymore.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give up that easy. I'm fighting for what I know is mine. I know she's mine.
So, Mr. Rasmussen, what type of visitation do you have right now?
Right now, it's every other weekend, but I've had to jump through so many hoops to get to this point. At first, it was that fly-by-night, just make a date whenever you want to and, go from there. But obviously, that didn't work. And then sometime after that, we started out where I had to sit with Miss Miller and my daughter at a park for 4 hours once a week for 4 weeks. And then after that, I got her for 4 hours once a week for 4 weeks by myself without her involvement. And then after that, I got her for one overnight a week for 4 weeks. And then after those 4 weeks, then I got what I have now.
How is your relationship with Zaylee?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Every time I get her, I try.
You would think that dude did something to the way they had his visitations. You would think he did something, like he was like assault, like physically violent towards them. But this isn't even the case. All dude did was cheat, and that obviously doesn't even take any precedent here. So it's like they gave him I thought black dudes had it rough. They messed him around with visitations. I've never seen nothing like that or heard anything like that. Especially for somebody who wasn't violent towards the family. That's crazy.
Try to make the best I can out of it, even if I don't have any money from, having to put gas in the car and pay the child support and everything. We try to do as much as I try to do as much as I can with her, whether it be something as little as, going to the park or going fishing or going to, an amusement attraction. Every little memory at that age, means more than anybody can possibly fathom. And I just try to make the absolute best out of what I can with what I have.
So, Mr. Rasmussen, let me ask you, are you prepared? Have you prepared yourself either way? If this child is my biological child or if she isn't, have you thought about both alternatives?
In a sense, yes. If it goes the way I'm hoping and I know in my heart that it will, that she is mine, I'm just going to be overjoyed that all the drama and the fighting and all that kind of stuff is behind me. If it goes the other way, I don't think if I had all the time in the world, I could, prepare myself for such a bombshell. I don't think I'd be able to prepare myself for just how devastating that would be to not only me, but my entire family.
Jerome, I think it's time for the results.
Okay.
All right, before we get to the results, I want to let all you women that's watching, I don't care who you are, race, I don't give a damn. Y'all are watching this clearly, and y'all see how messed up this man is. Y'all see how messed up this girl is. Like, there are a lot of you that are looking that's just like her watching this video. And a lot of y'all are saying in your mind right now, y'all are grasping at different reasons why she's right. Well, if he would never cheated, this would have never started. Or if he would have just signed over the daughter like she asked him to, he wouldn't be on child support, they wouldn't be here. You can't make a man sign a birth certificate, pay child support, drive 160 miles back and forth to see his daughter, create a bond with this little girl, and then say, oh, by the way, if you sign her over to me and we'll take you off child support. No. You lay down with him. You had the baby. You're supposed to be a big girl, right? Obviously, you're a big girl. You're having sex, right? So, therefore, be a big girl and take that man off child support if you know it's not his. It's that simple. Technically, I don't even think dudes should be on child support whether the child is his or not, because he's doing more than most dads even do. 160 plus miles back and forth to see his daughter for a few hours. People, come on. There's a lot of you who's watching, y'all arguing now with your baby daddy for him to come down the street. Say I'm lying. If you think I'm lying, put lying in comments right now. And I bet you, you know what, you ungrateful. Anyway, back to the video.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Miller versus Rasmussen, when it comes to 3-year-old Zaylee Rasmussen, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father.
Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? And then she's cheering. She is cheering in the freaking courtroom. Dude done did all of this and she's cheering that he's not the father. Are you... Dude went through hours of having to sit with her at the park, then having to drive back and... Are you kidding me?
Miss Miller.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry.
Miss Miller.
I'm sorry.
She's so damn disrespectful, bro. I hope y'all find out what her Instagram is and grill her. I know this is an old video, but still, find out her Instagram and grill her. Somebody, please.
Yes. That's a lot of nerve, considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve.
And now she's going to have to do everything by herself. Because now there's nobody who's going to help her with the kid. Because the dad dipped. He changed his number. He doesn't want nothing to do with her or the child. And she just cheered about this dude who... Bro.
You just showed me where your priorities were right there.
I'm sorry.
Because I held out hope. that you weren't just acting a fool because you so mad at him because he cheated on you that you would cheat your child out of a father. But that cheering you did, what you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering for?
I'm not.
No, you were. He is over here breaking down because he loves this child so much. I sit here day after day after day with women hoping a man would drive 16 miles to see their baby, much less 160 miles each way, and abide by a court order and sign a birth certificate and come day after day and week after week so they can grow visitation to have a relationship with a child. And you have no compassion for not just him, but for Zaylee. She's 3 years old. Now, he's not just gonna be heartbroken. We gotta break this news to her. And y'all over here cheering like it's a sport. This is this baby's life. And I asked you, where's this other man? I don't know. And you know he don't want nothing to do with you. Sitting up there cheering. Mr. Rasmussen, I am so sorry. I know this hurts you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't know what I'm gonna do. She's my whole world. Everything I do is for her. She was the reason I went to work every day.
I know you have a bond with her.
I feel like my whole world is in ruins now.
Oh.
Now, these right here are the type of guys, bro. Listen, ladies, listen to me carefully. And I hate to say this, but this is facts. This is a factual statement I'm about to drop on you. These are the type of guys here that y'all fuck over. And then they become monsters. I mean, women abusers, suicidal shooters. Like, they just become monsters. Untamable monsters. And what y'all would do is y'all would go back into the whole situation and find that little bit of glimmer to try to justify what the hell y'all did to guys like this that made them a monster. And y'all would sit there and say, well, he could have just moved on, or he could have just got therapy. Why the fuck does he need therapy when y'all did this to him from the beginning? I'm being straight up, ladies who was watching. That's some real shit for you. There are guys that y'all are doing right now. Some of y'all are doing this right now to guys. Because you get a thrill out of it? Man, get y'all ass off my channel. Let's finish the video.
Miss Miller, I'm going to say this to you before I adjourn court. Your child deserves to know who her father is. Whether or not that man wants to be in her life, physically present and participate. He does have a legal obligation to help support her financially. It's important that you make this right. She'll one day ask.
Man, forget that. We're done with this video. Judge just told him, even though she just cheered that it's not her child, his child, because he signed a birth certificate, he legally still has to pay. Fuck all. All right, man. I'm done with this video. Y'all saw the bullshit. If you're smoking, smoke harder. If you're drinking, drink more. What up, world? Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'll see y'all in the next video.